Total is $22, ma'am. I've got a line behind you.
I am so sorry. I must have miscalculated. My wallet, it isn't here.
Seriously, come on, lady, move it along. Some of us have lives.
Ma'am, you're holding up the flow. You can't just stand there and guess where your money went. Either you pay or you step outside. I'm not letting this go to waste, but you don't have the funds. She's not going anywhere. Take it from my credit. Whatever she needs, just add it to my bill. And maybe give her a bit of grace while you're at it. You're paying for a stranger? You don't even know if she's going to pay you back, girl. She could have just forgotten her wallet at home. She's a human being, not a transaction. Scan the bag.
Why would you help me? They were ready to throw me out.
I know how they look at you when you're down, but you're not done yet. Don't let them make you feel like you're disappearing. Take it. Keep your head up. It's over, Julian. The assessor said the crack ruins the integrity of the metal.
He offered us $50.
50 for our family's entire legacy.
$50? That scale has been in our family for 4 generations, Maya. It's the only thing we have left of grandfather's estate. The landlord is locking the doors at midnight if we don't have the rent. We can't let them throw us out over $50.
I know what it represents, Julian. But memories won't keep a roof over our heads. I'm taking it to the high-end district. The antique dealers there have deeper pockets. If I have to beg them to look past the crack, I will.
They'll see the desperation on your face, Maya. They prey on people like us. Let me go with you.
No. You need to stay here and start packing our things just in case I fail. We have to face reality, Julian. If I don't return with the rent by dusk, we are sleeping in the truck.
Can I help you, young lady? Or are you simply lost on your way to the service entrance?
I'm not lost. I have a highly valuable historical family artifact I am willing to part with. A 19th century brass balance scale. Hands that so.
We deal in royal estates, not street market trinkets. But let's see this masterpiece of yours. You must be joking. It is fractured completely through the spine. It's scrap metal, my dear. I wouldn't pay $10 for the brass it's made of.
Please, sir, look at the engraving on the base. The artistry is unique. The crack can be repaired by a master craftsman. I just need enough to cover my rent, $500. That's all I'm asking. Please, sir. This is all I have.
This is an establishment of prestige, not a charity house for the displaced. Take your broken junk and leave before I have my security guard escort you out.
The rain in this city has a habit of falling hardest on those who are already carrying the heaviest burdens.
I'm sorry, I'm just waiting for the rain to clear. I'll move along.
You don't have to run away, child. I was inside. I saw how that man treated you. It was a disgraceful display of arrogance.
He was right, though. It's broken. I was foolish to think a piece of cracked brass could save my family from the street.
A crack only means an object has lived a life, survived a fall. It doesn't mean its value is gone. Sometimes the fracture is where the light gets in. Tell me about your scale.
My grandfather used it in his apothecary decades ago. He always said a scale doesn't just weigh goods, it weighs a person's character. If you give a fair measure, the world will return it to you. But today, the world didn't care about fair measures.
Your grandfather was a very wise man. It is a beautiful piece. The crack is clean. It can be mended by the right hand.
I don't expect you to buy it. It's broken, and you shouldn't waste your money on something like this.
I am not wasting my money. I am purchasing a legacy. Inside this envelope is $1,000. It is yours. Take the scale to the blacksmith shop on 4th Street tomorrow morning. Tell them Eleanor sent you.
1,000? This is double what I needed. I can't take this from you. I don't even know who you are.
You can and you will. My name is Eleanor. And believe me, Maya, our scales of character have just balanced perfectly. Go home. Save your house.
Midnight is in 10 minutes, Vance. I see you haven't even finished packing your boxes. Security is downstairs. Don't make me have them throw your junk onto the curb.
Get your hands off our door, Henderson.
You owe me rent! Maya, did you?
$500, paid in full for this month. I want a signed receipt right now, or my next call is to the Tenant Housing Board for unlawful harassment.
Fine. You'll get your receipt.
Sign the paper, take your money, and get off our property.
Where did you get this kind of money? You were laid off from the clinic last week.
That is none of your business.
Can't say we get many folks dressed like you in here, miss. What are you looking to get forged?
An older woman named Eleanor sent me. She told me to bring this to you.
Eleanor? Did she now? Do you have any idea what this is, young lady? This isn't brass, miss. Underneath this heavy lacquer is solid, pure 24-karat gold. And this isn't just any scale. This is the seal of the Gable founding family. The person who holds this holds the key to the entire Gable industrial estate.
It's my grandfather's scale. It's broken. I know it's just brass, but...
I knew my mother was losing her mind, but giving away the family seal to a common street girl is a new low, even for her. Who are you, and what are you doing here? I am Victoria Sterling, Eleanor's daughter and the rightful heir to the Gable estate. That scale belongs to my family's corporation. You manipulated an old woman in a moment of senility. Hand it over, or my security team will take it and you'll spend the night in a cell.
Your mother bought this from me fairly. She gave me her word, and she gave me the means to save my home. I'm not handing anything over to someone who storms in here with threats. You think you're clever, girl? You're playing a game you don't have the cards for. Grab the scale.
That is quite enough, Victoria. Mother, what are you doing in that ridiculous uniform? And why are you protecting this nobody? This nobody showed me more respect when she thought I was a starving old woman than you have shown me in the last 5 years of your corporate ambition. I wore this uniform to see who in my circle still valued human dignity. You failed, Victoria. You sent your goons to steal from a girl who earned my trust.
You're not just a collector, you're Eleanor Gable, the billionaire founder of Gable Industries.
I am, Maya, and I keep my promises. Your grandfather's scale is exactly where it belongs, in the hands of someone who understands its true weight.
Can't do this. The board will never support you handing over control of the founding shares to an outsider. I have spent my entire life preparing to run Gable Industries. I won't let you throw my birthright away for a cheap moral lesson.
Your birthright was contingent on your character, Victoria. You have treated our employees like chess pieces and our tenants like trash. You are stripped of your vice presidential title, effective immediately.
Eleanor, please. I don't want to be the cause of a war between you and your daughter. I just wanted to save my home.
You think you've won, don't you? You think you can just slide into our world and play princess? I will drag your name through the mud. I will ruin your family. By the time I'm done, you'll wish you were on the street.
To new beginnings. No more landlords, no more eviction notices. We finally have a real chance, Maya.
You earned this, both of you. The press conference is in 2 hours. The world is going to learn that Maya Vance is the new majority trustee of Gable Industries.
Thank you, Eleanor. I can't believe it. I won't let you down, Eleanor. I swear it.
I warned you, Maya. This is just the beginning.
Julian, you're bleeding. Oh my God, your arm.
I'm fine. It's just a scratch from the flying glass. Maya, stay down. Don't move until we know if someone is out there on the terrace.
No one is on the terrace. This was a message, a coward's calling card. She said she would do this. Victoria, she said she would ruin my family before the week ended. Eleanor, she knows where we live. She knew exactly which window to target.
She thinks this fear will make you decline the trustee position at the press conference today.
She wants you to run back to your old life. Julian, call my private security detail. Maya, look at me. The war hasn't started, child. This was just the opening bell. Now, we change our strategy.
What do we do now?
We fight back. Harder.
My mother didn't cancel the press conference. In fact, her security team just moved the Vance girl to a secure holding suite inside the headquarters. Tell me you found something I can use to destroy her before she steps up to that microphone.
Maya Vance herself is remarkably clean. He was fired for allegedly stealing a proprietary formula, the very formula that launched her company. A low-wage worker, high integrity, zero debt until her grandfather's medical bills piled up, but her grandfather, that's where the story gets interesting.
What am I looking at, Victor? Don't speak to me in riddles. I am paying you a fortune to eliminate this threat.
Her grandfather didn't just own an apothecary, Victoria. 30 years ago, he was a lead research chemist for Gable Laboratories. He handed your mother's multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical division.
He didn't hand her that scale because of character. He handed it to her because her family stole from mine. She's not a savior. She's the descendant of a thief. Print the files. We're going to leak this to every news outlet 5 minutes before she takes the stage.
The lacquer is gone. The fracture wasn't a structural break. It was a seam designed to open when the outer shell was removed. Look at the core.
Marcus, those are micro-engraved serial codes along the gears. What do they mean?
These are the private routing numbers for the Gable Offshore Trust, the legendary missing liquidity that the board has been trying to locate for a decade. This scale doesn't just give you voting power, Maya. It gives you direct access to the capital required to buy out the entire board of directors.
That's why Victoria is terrified. She doesn't just care about her mother's favor. If I reveal this to the board, Victoria loses her financial chokehold on the company.
Take it. The press conference is in an hour. Victoria will try to stop you from entering that building. Don't let that box out of your sight.
I understand.
Good luck. Miss Vance. Mr. Vance, I'm sorry, but your security clearances have been flagged. We cannot permit you to enter the press room at this time. Flagged by whom? We are here at the personal request of Eleanor Gable. Get out of our way before I make you move.
Julian, stop. They are just following orders. Tell me, officer, did Vice President Victor Sterling issue this specific flag?
We are acting on an anonymous security tip regarding a stolen corporate asset in your possession, Mrs. Vance. Until management clears the item, you are to be detained in the holding lounge.
Then tell Victoria she has exactly 2 minutes to come down here and face me herself, or I will open this box right here in front of the lobby reporters. You really have a lot of nerve showing your face here after what your family did. Did you think my mother's money would wash away your grandfather's crimes? My grandfather was a good man. He never committed a crime in his life. If you're trying to scare me with fake charges, Victoria, you're wasting your breath. Gable Laboratories, 1996. Arthur Vance was dismissed for corporate espionage. He stole the chemical compound for our top-selling cardiovascular line. That scale you're holding with the blood money he made selling our secrets to overseas competitors. This isn't possible. He told me he left because of his health. He wouldn't do this. The media is sitting in that room right now, Maya. If you step through those doors, I will hand these documents to every anchor. Your family legacy will be ruined, and your precious grandfather will be remembered as a thief. Turn around, leave the box, and save what little dignity you have left.
I wondered how long it would take you to dig up that old lie, Victoria.
A lie? Mother, it's a signed confession. Arthur Vance admitted to corporate espionage. It's right there in the archives.
I forced him to sign that confession, Victoria. 30 years ago, the board wanted to sue our company because a trial failed. Arthur took the blame to save my reputation, and in exchange, I gave that one day his family would inherit the true wealth of this company when the board was no longer a threat.
He didn't steal it. He saved you. He saved everything, Maya, and now it is time to pay that debt and bill. Take your box. The world is waiting.
You look like a CEO, Maya. Grandfather would be losing his mind if he could see you right now.
I'm not doing this for the title, Julian. I'm doing this because people like Henderson and Victoria think they can buy the world and trample on everyone else. Today, we show them that the scales are moving.
The room is packed, Maya. Over 50 news agencies. Eleanor is already on stage introducing you. Are you ready for the cameras?
Open the doors, Julian. Let's make history. And so, it is my distinct honor to introduce the new majority shareholder, the voice of our future, and the permanent chairperson of the Gable Foundation, Miss Maya Vance.
Miss Vance, is it true you were working as a clinic assistant last week? How do you respond to allegations of favoritism?
I respond by saying that true leadership isn't born in a boardroom, sir. It is born in the struggles of everyday life. And today, I have the evidence to prove that Gable Industries is changing its direction entirely. This is the original founding seal of this corporation. Inside its mechanism are the encrypted routing records for the company's unallocated offshore capital, funds that will now be redirected entirely into building affordable housing and community clinics across the state. She found the code. She actually found them. It's over. The days of corporate greed at the expense of human dignity are over. Under my administration, the scale will always balance in favor of the people. Whoa, scandal, unbelievable, questions. The Vance girl has the codes, Victor. She's releasing the funds to the public by midnight. My names are on those offshore accounts. If the federal auditors see those logs, I am going to prison for life. You said you had a backup plan.
I told you to let me handle the apartment window, Victoria. You wanted to send a message. Now the message has to be permanent.
What is this? What did you do?
The brake lines on Julian Vance's truck have been severed, and a remote thermite charge is attached to the undercarriage.
They just left the tower. Press that button, Victoria, or prepare your prison cell. The choice is yours. Press it!
The brakes are gone, Maya. They're completely dead. The line must have been cut. What do you mean dead?
Put it in low gear. Pull the emergency brake.
Nothing is responding. The steering is locking up too. The electronics are completely fried. Hold on to something.
Look out! The construction barrier ahead. Aim for the sandbags. Julian, aim for the sandbags.
Hold on, I'm trying.
Brace yourself.
If I do this, there's no turning back. They will know it was me. They'll find the link.
They won't find a thing unless you hesitate. The truck is heading toward the bridge. Press it now, Victoria, or watch your entire life collapse in court tomorrow morning.
Let them burn.
Julian, wake up. You have to get out. No. I am not losing you. Somebody help us! Please, call an ambulance! Wrong, Calden!
He took the impact for me, Eleanor. If he hadn't steered the passenger side away from the concrete wall, he wouldn't be in there fighting for his life. Julian is a fighter, Maya. He is strong. Right now, you need to stay strong for him. My private doctors are inside that operating room.
This wasn't an accident. The brakes were cut, and then the engine exploded. It was Victoria. She tried to murder us to protect her stolen money.
I know. And she has officially crossed a line she can never step back from. I have already ordered my security team to lock down the city archives. She won't escape this, Maya. I promise you.
The news says they survived. They got out before the truck was fully engulfed. How could you mess this up, Victor? You said the charge was foolproof.
The charge did his job. The boy just had faster reflexes than we anticipated. He steered them into a wet sand barrier that suppressed the initial blast. It's a setback, Victoria, not a failure.
It is a failure. My mother has already locked me out of the corporate servers. The police are going to start asking questions about that truck. You need to finish this now.
Finishing the job costs double, Victoria. If I'm going into a secured hospital wing to silence them, I need the offshore account routing codes. Hand them over or you can face your mother's lawyers alone.
You always did look terrible in hospital gowns, Maya.
Don't you dare joke right now, Julian. You almost died. You almost left me.
I'm not going anywhere, but we can't let them win, Maya. You can't back down from the board now. If you run, they'll just hunt us down anyway.
I'm not running, Julian. I have the golden scale. I have the private offshore routing codes. I am going to use them to freeze Victoria's entire life before she can take another breath.
Eleanor, the decryption is complete. The micro-engraved codes on the scale's gears are matching the security keys for Victoria's shell companies. I have full administrative access.
Do it, Maya. Transfer the holding balances back into the primary corporate foundation. Freeze her personal credit lines. Cut off her ability to pay Victor and her private security detail.
It's done. She is completely broke. She can't even buy a plane ticket out of the country. Now, she has nowhere left to run but back to you.
Then let's go home, Maya. She will be waiting at the estate to beg for mercy, and she will find none.
We're sorry, your accounts are frozen. Your cards have been declined.
What did you do to my accounts? I have nothing! Like my ass is seized! You have no legal right to do this to me! Every right, Doro's account built on embezzled funds and the stolen legacy of Arthur Vance. You used my name to fund a campaign of terror against an innocent family.
You tried to kill my brother, Victoria. You threw a brick through our window. Did you really think you could play the tyrant and face no consequences? You think you can just replace me? You're a street girl, Maya, a charity case. My mother is using you to punish me, but you will never be one of us.
Victoria Sterling, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, corporate embezzlement, and reckless endangerment. Step away from the stairs.
Mother, tell them they're wrong. Tell them to stop. You can't let them take me to jail.
You made your choice, Victoria. Now you must face the scales.
You think you won, Maya? You think this is over? You haven't seen the real monster yet. He's already in your shadow. Julian, where is he? Where is the scale? A man in a charcoal suit. He said he was with executive security. He had a badge. He said he was transferring your brother to a private facility. And he took the box from the safe. He took him, Eleanor. Victor didn't just want the scale. He took my brother to ensure I wouldn't fight back. He thinks this family legacy is something he can steal by force.
Victor underestimates the foundation of this family, child. He thinks power lies only in the gold and the digital codes. He forgets that the scale belongs to the community that built it. We will find Julian, but we must use our wits, not our anger.
He left his mark on purpose. He wants me to follow him. He wants a confrontation, and I am going to give it to him, but on our terms.
Your grandfather was a meticulous man, Maya. When he hid the gold inside that scale 30 years ago, he didn't just rely on the metal. He embedded a low-frequency resonance chip inside the core. Victor thinks he turned off the GPS, but he didn't look for the old frequency.
The old warehouse district, that's where Victor's family used to operate before the corporate merger. He's taking Julian to his home turf.
True weight is balanced by truth, my child. Do not walk into that place alone. Take the security detail Eleanor provided. Your brother's safety depends on precision, not pride. You're remarkably quiet for a man who was brought here against his will. Don't you realize what I hold? This is the entire future of the Gable estate. Your sister is powerless now.
You have the gold, Victor, but you don't have the respect. My grandfather always said that wealth without character is just a heavy burden waiting to drop.
Maya won't stop because you took the box. She'll come for me, and she'll bring the truth with her. The truth doesn't pay the board of directors, Julian. By tonight, the shares will be transferred to my name, and your family will be nothing more than a footnote.
The signal is strongest right inside these main doors. He isn't hiding, Eleanor. He expects us to bring the corporate transfer documents.
Let him expect the documents. What he will receive is the weight of a unified family. Remember, Maya, culture and honor are things he cannot buy or dissolve. We walk in with dignity.
The game is up, Victor. Release my brother. You have the scale, but you cannot use the offshore accounts. The moment you scanned those codes, Kofi bypassed your network.
What did you do? These codes are proprietary. I have the legal right to the founding shares.
You have no rights in this house, Victor. The board has just viewed the real historical records. They know Arthur Vance saved this company, and they have voted unanimously to honor the original trust. The gold you are holding is frozen asset metal now. It's over, Victor. Let Julian walk over to us, and we will let the board handle your corporate exit without involving the authorities. Choose the path of honor for once in your life.
Your father was a good partner to me, Victor. He understood that a business only thrives when the people thriving within it are protected. Somewhere along the way, you forgot the culture of our community. You thought leadership meant standing above everyone else instead of standing with them.
I worked for years to build this empire, Eleanor. I thought I was protecting the legacy. I didn't want to see it handed to someone from the outside.
Maya is not an outsider. She represents the Varon to be defended, Victor. It is a seed to be shared. Go home, reflect on what you have lost, and perhaps one day you will understand how to balance your own scale.
I was so scared, Julian. When I saw that empty room, I thought I had lost the only family I have left.
I told you, Maya, I'm not that easy to get rid of. And I knew you wouldn't back down. You stood up to him like a true leader.
We did it together. Grandfather's legacy is safe, and we are finally going to be the colonies dreamed of. Let's go home, brother.
To the ancestors who carried the scale, and to my sister who hatched to balance it, today the Vance Clinic breaks ground.
Thank you, Eleanor. You showed us that kindness isn't an obstacle to success. It is the very engine that drives it. We will make sure this foundation helps every family who needs a hand.
You already have, Maya. The scale is balanced and the foundation is secure. Now, the real work of uplifting our people begins.
You stumbled on the path, Victor, because you looked only at the heights of the corporate tower and forgot the ground beneath your feet. But our culture does not discard a broken branch. We graft it back so it can grow stronger. I am ready to learn, Chief. I want to earn my place back in the community, even if it means starting from the very bottom. Then help us build the new schools Maya Vance has funded. Work with your hands, listen to the people, and let the ambition in your heart turn into true service. That is your path to redemption.
Julian, come look at this. There's a hidden compartment in the very bottom of the base. It wasn't part of the digital codes.
Maya, this isn't a corporate record. These are the ancestral land deeds for the entire Golden Valley grid. The land the entire city is built on doesn't belong to the government or the corporation. It belongs to our family line.
The true inheritance has just awakened.
Julian, look at the coordinates. This isn't just a map of the valley. Every piece of infrastructure, the Gable Tower, the municipal grid, the port, it's all sitting on land leased from our ancestors. The lease expired last week.
Which means the city's corporate elite aren't just tenants anymore, they are occupiers. If this scroll is authenticated, you don't just run a foundation, Maya. You hold the legal title to the entire economic engine of this region.
Grandfather didn't just want me to heal the community through clinics, Julian. He gave me the power to give the land back to the people who were displaced to build this empire. But a secret this massive? It's a target.
The scale has revealed its final secret. The bloodline of Arthur Vance has awakened the sovereign deeds. The balance of the valley is shifting, and we must prepare to protect the lineage. Protection is a luxury of the naive, Chief Jose. If the Vance girl goes public with those deeds, she will destabilize the entire stock market. The international investors will pull out before the week ends. We cannot let a young girl dictate the economic survival of our nation. The land does not belong to the investors, Borough. It belongs to the covenant. If she holds the scroll, she holds the destiny. Is Rand raised against the ancestor? Then let us hope the ancestors are fast enough to shield her from the reality of the modern world. Miss Vance, a beautiful morning to inherit an empire. I trust you slept well knowing you hold the keys to every skyscraper in the skyline?
Councillor Borrow, I didn't realize the Elder Council made uns morning visits to private residents. If you're here to congratulate me, you're a bit early.
I am here to offer a crown over to the Council of Financial Trust. We will manage the leases. Ensure your family receives a generous lifetime stipend, and keep the city stable. If you refuse, the people who truly run this valley will make Victoria Sterling look like a minor inconvenience.
My grandfather spent 30 years protecting this secret from men exactly like you, Councillor. The land goes back to the community, not to a boardroom of hidden investors. Good morning.
Borrow isn't working alone. He represents the syndicate, the old money elite who funded Gable Industries' expansion behind my back decades ago. They've been using the council as a shield for the greed.
If they try to take the scroll by force, they risk exposing their own illegal leases to the high courts. They can't afford a public scandal, Maya. That's our leverage.
Then we bypass the council entirely. Tomorrow at noon, we aren't just opening a clinic. We are broadcasting the digital copies of these land deeds to every sovereign land court in the hemisphere. We let the world see who truly owns the soil.
Arthur would be shouting from the mountaintops, Maya. You aren't just playing their game anymore.
The Vance girl is planning a broadcast for tomorrow at noon. She bypassed our server filters by routing the signal through the old Gable Foundation relay. If that stream goes live, our leases are legally voided.
I tried to offer her a buyout. The girl has her grandfather's stubbornness. She cannot be bought, and she cannot be frightened by traditional means.
Then we escalate. Then we don't try to frighten her. We take away the anchor that gives her stability. If the relay station loses its power grid 5 minutes before noon, her truth becomes nothing more than static. Prepare the field team. No mistakes this time.
For 30 years, this neighborhood was told that we don't have the resources for proper healthcare, for modern schools, or for community centers. We were told the land belonged to the developers. But today, I am here to tell you that the land has remembered its roots. In exactly 5 minutes, the Gable Vance Foundation will launch a digital initiative that secures the sovereign rights of this entire district. This clinic behind me is just the first stone of our new tomorrow.
The main data line just 50% voltage. Someone is manual jamming the foundation relay station up on the hill. The broadcast upload is freezing at 80%. It's a localized electromagnetic block, Kofi. They didn't cut the wires, they're broadcasting a counter frequency from inside the perimeter. The signal can't leave the courtyard. Julian, we have a breach inside the security perimeter. Someone has a mobile jammer near the main stage. Find it, or the truth stays buried.
The truth is no longer a secret hidden in a scale, people of the valley. The land is legally yours. The future is legally yours. Borrow, the council has just lost its jurisdiction. The syndicate is taking direct control of the asset and your services are no longer required.
The real war for the valley has just begun.